Hey guys, Dashing Subtile here, and welcome to WPF Delta Week 3 versus Soulblaze. And as we see, okay, so I'm gonna put the team in the calc. So yeah, we see a. So I'll be honest. Okay, so this matchup's really tough for me. So we see a Raging Bull, which is Terra. We see Meowscarada, Gengar, Quack, Klefki, and DOD. And I'll be honest, this is crazy, but Soulblaze is Terra Psychic on the Raging Bolt. So I will lead off. There is no Webbers, so I will honestly lead off with my Kyurem and see what my opponent decides to do from there. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get a sweep with Blaziken behind screens. Good luck and have fun to Soulblaze. Let's see what happens. Good luck and have fun to Soulblaze. Let us see what happens. So, we see a lead Angelo. Quackable. Okay. I like Kyurem, that's fine. Let me see. Kyurem, Quack. Do I live a CC by chance? I might. I do not. So if you are Scarf, I will get the information. But I will go for a freeze dry here. Let me see. Freeze dry should just murder this thing. Okay, we see a pivot. Is this the Klefki, I assume? Deoxys, cool. Good for me to know. Good for me to know. I go for freeze dry. That does 0. Okay. Okay, so here should have just went for an ice beam, but it's fine. I'm gonna go for another. See what happens. The Deoxys defense. That's like Spidef, I want to say. Yeah. Or is that might not even be. That's not Spidef whatsoever. Okay. Should went for Ice Beam then. We'll have 2 kill, but it's fine. Okay, so we see a big crit. Psychic Terrain. Okay. Interesting. So you don't want me to Accelerock. I'm gonna go for another freeze dry, which that crit probably puts in range of another, which is sad, but I think I know what you're doing. You're boosting your Raging Bolt power level. I see. Raging Bolt. Terra Psychic in Psychic Terrain. Interesting. This is how you think you can break the Clodsire, I assume. That's fine with me. Locked in. Who is this? This is Klefki? Klefki. Cool. Okay. So Klefki comes in. That is fine with me, honestly. That is honestly fine with me. I'm going to swap here. And you cannot hit me with anything that's Prankster. So I'm low-key okay with that. So I'm gonna actually go into Lycanroc here. Maybe you might, I don't know, like Flash Cannon would be really weird here, I want to say, but I'm gonna go Lycanroc on this Klefki. Might not be the greatest play, but let's see. This thing is gonna be taking so much damage because there is no. So Psychic Terrain is up. That's very interesting to me. Okay. So what do you go in? What do you go for here? You double. Into who? Quack, that's fine. Quack, that's fine. I'm gonna go for a Psychic Fang here. And you're dead. Cool. That's great for me. Quack is gone. That's great for me. Okay. Cool. That is awesome for me. Honestly awesome for me. I would take that for sure. Now, the Meow can obviously come in, and I lack pivot to that Pokemon. So that is not great. I guess my best pivot is this the Meow. Yeah. I think my best pivot will be the Clodsire, I want to say. I want to say my best pivot to this is the Clodsire, so I will go into Clodsire here. But on the Raging Bolt, if you go for U-turn into Bolt, I just go for a hard Darkrai play. I think that's fine. Yep, U-turn comes out. And this 398. That might be banded. 398. Let me see. Clodsire. 398. 80. That did 14 with U-turn. No, that's not banded. And the Raging Bolt comes in here, doesn't it? The bolt comes in here, am I right? I think I am right. I think it's gonna go for a Terra Psychic Terra Blast. Raging Bolt. Terra Psychic Terra Blast. Yeah, yeah, okay. Franklin, this is Franklin, oh boy, not again. Franklin, not again. Okay, this is like it's the extender, that's fine. I want to go hard Darkrai here badly, but at the same time, I think Kyurem is fine as well to just go into. So I think I can go into Kyurem a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go Darkrai. You're gonna go for a Terra Blast here. And if you T-Bullet, that should never kill me. So we see a Terra here, I assume? Yep, we do. Cool. So you are Terra Psychic now. That's good for me. Really good for me. Because I can now just go for a free Dark Pulse into your team. So Raging Bolt is now a Psychic type. Good to know for me. So we see a Terra Blast. Yup, as I figured. And I am immune. So I will go for a Dark Pulse here. We will see what happens. I will go for a Dark Pulse here. I should do enough damage to this Pokemon. Big damage, that's Assault Vest. As heck. Okay, well good to know that the Bolt is AV. Bolt is AV. Good information to have. Good information to have. That's the Meowscarada, and that is fine. I want to once again go into Clodsire, but I'm just afraid of the Gengar sweeping me in the end. That's all. I'm just afraid of that Gengar sweeping me in the end. I'm gonna Kyurem here. I'm gonna Kyurem here. On the off chance to Flower Trick, this is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna say Clef Key versus my Kyurem. Ice Beam is my best click here. Ice Beam does so much damage here. So let me see. So we see a Flower Trick. That's good for me. So we see a Flower Trick. That's fine. So I take 320. Let me see at 320. 78 points of damage from Meowscarada. Yeah, that looks to be somewhat there. Wait, 78, that's like 32, that's... interesting, okay. Wait, oh, I was over knockoff, that might be banded. Let me just do a math on its 100 minus 78. 22%, okay, that's a normal roll for no boosting items, so I will just go for an Ice Beam here. Okay. Good for me, so who comes in here? I assume it's Klefki. Klefki, that's fine. That is fine. This thing's at full, that's really annoying, but it's honestly okay with me. Big damage, that crit? That's a crit, I'm sorry, Soulblaze. That's a crit. I'm sorry, Soulblaze. I will now go into... I want to say Claude's an okay play here, but at the same time, if you go for screens, I'm in a bad position. Like, very bad position. I think I can go for another Ice Beam. If I get paralyzed, it's not the end of the world. Yep, okay. It's not the end of the world if I get paralyzed. And just kill. Okay, so Klefki is dead. That's great. Klefki is dead. That's great. 3 Pokemon left. Raging Bolt, Meowscarada, and Gengar. So I'm hoping I see a Gengar if I see Raging Bolt. That makes sense. That just makes sense to me. It makes sense for that to come in here. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can play from this position. So this is the Gengar. Okay. So Gengar comes in. Gengar. I will go for a Ice Beam, and I should just OHKO. Dazzling Gleam, I should live that. I do. And we get an Ice Beam off, and you might just die. Yep, okay. Specs Kyurem is insane. So the Gengar is dead. Last 2 mons are Raging Bolt and Meowscarada. So we should be in a good position from here, I want to say. Because the Raging Bolt cannot heal because it's AV, and the Meowscarada is Scarf, so that is still a big issue for my team. Yeah, that's still a big issue for my team. Here's the Meowscarada. I will let Kyurem go down. If you go for U-turn. Okay, I might live this. I might live this. I do not, that's fine. Meow, I know Meow now does 108 with U-turn. Yep, it always did. It always killed. That's fine. So now we have a Raging Bolt on our hands to deal with. A Terra Psychic Raging Bolt to deal with now. As I will go into Darkrai and go for a Dark Pulse. And then I can go... I will go for Dark Pulse here. And then I will... Depending on what Meow locks, because I believe it's choice, I'm gonna go into Blaziken. Okay, so... Full switch, that's fine. So this thing is very low, and that's okay. So if I'm correct, I believe my Blaziken should get the last 2 kills. So I will go for an Ice Beam here on the off chance you are not Scarf. And you are Scarf. Good to know. So Meow was choiced. Good to know. Scarf. Good for me to know. And now I will go into my Blaziken versus Raging Bolt. And I resist everything as... I resist everything with no Terra, and you are not Proto. So I should be able to win the game here with 2 Fire Punches. So let's go into Blaziken. I will go for a Fire Punch into another Fire Punch. And that should be the game. So I will go for a Fire Punch. Fire Punch. And then I will go for a second Fire Punch. Okay, so you're going Meow, that's fine. So Fire Punch kills his Pokemon, and then another Fire Punch should win the game. Fire Punch. Meow's gone. And one more Fire Punch seals the game. So yeah, GG's to Soulblaze, and yeah, wow, okay, maybe the comeback streak is real. Maybe the comeback is real. Who knows, cause it's gonna, who knows, but yeah. GG's to Soulblaze. Actually, I'm gonna Terra and Terra Blast. Let's do this 2021, let's do this Blaziken. My goodness, I'm honestly, if I'm looking at the game again, The crit on Deoxys sucked a lot for Soulblaze, and the crit on Klefki. Kyurem was not playing around today. But yeah, so 2021 Terra Blast kills the Raging Bolt, and we get our first win in WPF. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. So yeah, that's gonna be, I believe that is a 4-0, 3-0. I'm gonna just double check. So that is a 4-0. So yeah, GG's Soulblaze. So Kyurem killed 4. No, Lycron killed 1, Kyurem killed 3, and Blaziken killed 2. But yeah, GG's to Soulblaze. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out, my subtitle squad. And to everyone else who's watching, thank you.